Just doing my thing.
Look at you, you got a haircut.
Yeah, a week ago today.
Oh, I guess I haven't seen you for a while.
Yeah, I guess.
I don't know. Didn't we do this last week? We did this last week, right?
Yeah, but not Tuesday. We did it on
No,
Monday.
we did it on Monday. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I've been busy. Have you been busy?
Sorta.
I mean,
Not-
with work or
not
with fun stuff, summer stuff.
Oh, a little of both. Mostly work, but a little of both. You know, we met up with some neighbors and some friends, and so done some summary stuff and some dinners and that kind of thing. And we met up. Actually, had a kind of little cocktail hour, wine hour with our neighbor who we don't really know up at the house.
Oh.
The one whose husband died from COVID.
Oh.
So it was kind of interesting to kind of get to know her.
Yeah. When did he die? He died right?
Well, it was last year, but not, maybe it was actually earlier this year. Actually, it was early.
I think it was this past winter. I remember you telling me.
Yeah.
Yeah. You guys have avoided COVID. It's really making the rounds.
Yeah, we've been okay. The drummer in Stump's band got it last week. And his family had it like Memorial Week too. But
Stump's family or the drummer's family?
The drummer. So we were surprised he got it because we thought he had it back in, last month, but it probably turns out that they had it and he just didn't feel good, but then didn't technically get it. So that's why he got it again a week or two ago.
I know. Anytime you get any kind of sniffle or anything, you kind of wonder, right?
Yeah, exactly.
But I guess the president is recuperating, President Biden.
Yeah, and my friend, the infectious disease doctor, finally got it, believe it or not, after all this time.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, when my mom and sister were here, he got it. So he didn't get to see my sister anyway. But
how's he doing? Is he okay?
Yeah, he's okay. Yeah, he's doing all right. But
that's really
kind of shocking, 100 hours a week in the COVID unit, and he didn't get it for 2.5 years.
Isn't that amazing? That's amazing.
Yeah, excuse me just a second.
But I was coming back from well, the whole saga about the Lapsang Souchong tea, right?
The exercise guru.
The Lapsang Souchong tea.
Oh, yes.
Oh no, you're talking about Egoscue.
No, I thought you were talking about.
Anyway,
I had to run in the living room to let Oki back in, and I thought you said, you know who Sean T is. The exercise guy.
Oh, no, I don't know. Now
yeah,
you tell me. I don't know who he is.
Yeah, what's his famous video series? I can't think of it. The something with Sean T. He does those extreme like exercise videos.
Oh, okay. Well, anyway, so the saga is I have this client, relative of a good client, asked me for a favor. So I did the favor, and then she sent me an email and asked if I'd like a gift card, and if I'd like a gift card to what store would I like a gift card for. So I told her Binny's.
The liquor store.
The liquor store. It's amazing what
liquor store. Cool.
I know. She sent me a very generous $100 gift card, which I was like, wow. I mean, that was really generous. I was very, very.
Is that what you used to get in your birthday cards from your grandmother when you were a kid?
No, maybe I'd get $5 or $10 was a lot when you're a kid, right?
I'm in a Benny's card.
Oh. Anyway, so there's
Mary, go treat yourself.
So right. So there's this Irish gin that I had tasted at a tasting, I don't know, 3 or 4, 5 years ago, something. And I always remembered it being really good gin. And but every time I'd go to the liquor store and see it, I'm like, I'm not spending that much money. It's too much money. This is the gin, by the way. But anyway, so I thought, okay, well, I have this nice gift card. I'm gonna go pick up a bottle of it, and it's as good as I remember. Very tasty.
What's
So I
what's
said,
the name of it? What gunpowder?
what?
What's the first word? Drum what?
Drum. I'm a little embarrassed to hold this up because look how grody it is. But
Drum
anyway,
Sambo.
yeah.
I feel like that's something is that what that jackalope character is or something? I wonder if that's like a.
I have no idea. I don't know. I mean, I think they talk about why they adapted that as their thing, but I don't remember the story. But anyway, I just remembered it was a really good gin, and apparently it's a very popular gin in Ireland. So anyway, so I got this bottle. I broke down and
Oh,
got
it's a
myself a
town.
bottle. Huh?
It's a town.
Drum.
Drumshanbo is a small town situated in the heart of County Leitrim, Ireland.
Oh, okay.
Leitrim, County Leitrim. Okay.
Something I've always wanted to do is go to Scotland and go. I'm not a big Scotch drinker. That's the only problem with this plan, but it'd be fun to go to the. It would be fun to do the distillery tour, right? Of the different. Anyway, do you drink Scotch?
No, I don't. No gin, no Scotch.
Well, I don't understand. Well, never mind. Okay, we're not having that conversation. But anyway, so I sent her a nice little note.
Remember the ex of my good friend.
What?
The ex of my good friend.
What's that?
The ex-girlfriend of my good friend, who was
Yeah.
the alcoholic who drank Scotch. You know the story.
Oh, okay.
She ruined it for me.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, anyway, get over yourself, Wes.
Stop vomiting every time you smell it.
That's right. Get over it. Anyway, but speaking of Scotch, actually, so anyway, to get back to the story, so I sent her a little handwritten note thanking her, that I appreciate it and that I got this gin and that I was really enjoying it, and thank you very much, because I wouldn't have gotten it if she hadn't sent me, because I'm too cheap. So she emailed me back and she said, well, I'm glad you're enjoying the gin, but she has a medical condition and she can't drink. So I sent her a recipe.
To get over herself.
No. So I sent her a recipe for like a cocktail, but with no alcohol, and it's made out of a tea, the Lapsang Souchong tea that has a very smoky. They scorch the tea leaves or something. It's very smoky. So it, like Scotch, it's very has that smoky flavor. You don't like mezcal either, I presume, for the same reason, right?
Yeah, I've had some mezcals that aren't as smoky, that are okay, but generally, yeah, it tastes. Yeah.
Well, I mean, Carl was telling me, Carl, the bartender, my son, the bartender, was telling me that, Scotch doesn't have to be smoky. It's all about how they.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you keep saying that, but I don't remember it being smoky. Is the funny thing. Like, I don't.
Scotch?
That's not. Yeah, that's not a quality that I would have assigned to it. Yeah.
Scotch?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Isn't that interesting? Huh. Well, anyway.
If it is, it's a very different kind of smoky than like mezcal, which, there's things that are kind of smoky and earthy, which I tend to like, but then there is like burn that tastes ashy.
Oh.
And that's what mezcal tastes like to me, is ashy. So I would never think of Scotch, even though I haven't drunk it in a long time. I would never think of Scotch that way. But I probably wouldn't even use the term smoky, but in any case, yeah.
Well, you're probably a super taster.
I knew you were going to say that.
You knew I was going to say that. My email that I sent out, this week's Need to Know, is all about how to become how to develop your palate. And basically the real key to it is just pay attention. Don't wolf your food. Pay attention to what you're eating. Like, oh Lord.
Sounds complicated.
I know, it sounds complicated, right? Anyway, so I sent her this recipe for a cocktail without any alcohol, and that's made from this lapsang souchong tea. So she took it to heart and ordered the tea. She had to get it off of Amazon, and she made the cocktail. But according to her husband, who I saw yesterday, she didn't really follow the recipe. Apparently, she doesn't follow recipes.
Kind of like me, yeah. I've been inspired by a recipe, but I rarely follow it.
Yeah, well, I don't know, but so he anyway, so she sent me another follow-up email saying that she had tried the recipe, but she didn't like the tea, and would I like to come and pick up this tea so that I would have it so I could make the recipe. And so anyway, so I was over there yesterday and saw her husband. She was out babysitting grandkids, so I didn't get a chance to see her, but I saw her husband got the inside scoop about how she doesn't follow recipes.
You skipped a part of the story.
What?
You skipped a part of the story.
I skipped the part of the story?
Yeah.
That you sent me?
But see, in the meantime, yeah.
In the meantime, Wes, my good friend Wes, he also goes to Amazon.
Not all about that.
Yeah. He also goes to Amazon and orders me a box of 50 tea bags of the finest lapsang souchong tea available anywhere in the world. So
Amazon's best.
What?
Amazon's best.
Amazon's best. So thank you very much, Wes. But anyway, so I had the opportunity to actually make this thing before I got the box from Conrad and yesterday. But it's kind of interesting because as a hot tea, it tastes very kind of almost like licorice root. It's a little sweet and kind of has that sort of mouthfeel like licorice root tea does, but as it cools off, the smoky flavor is more pronounced. So when you make it in this cut, because you're supposed to make the tea and then let it cool, and then you make the recipe. Yeah. And so it's interesting. But
I generally like cocktails made with tea. Well, that's a mocktail, I know, but I generally like cocktails made with tea. I've had a few of them over the years and made with different teas. And I just had an inspiration a couple of weeks ago and I just haven't done it yet, but I drink cans of yerba mate often in the late afternoon. And especially in the summer, like I'll make some a hot version of it in the winter, but I love the cans of the cold yerba mate tea, and they come in flavors, and Revel Berry is one of my favorites. And I had the inspiration. I had blackberries in the fridge, and I was thinking I could make a really good cocktail with this tea, the blackberries, and some bourbon.
Oh, you did that. You did something like that for a happy hour we had at the office before COVID.
Well, I don't think I made anything with tea before.
Yeah, I don't think you used the tea, but you used bourbon and blackberries and.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I don't know what else you put in it, but
the only bourbon we had left, we took all our bourbon up to Rogers for his birthday, and the only bourbon we have a giant bottle of Bullet, but it's signed by Mr. Bullet, so Stump doesn't want to open it. So, so then I realized, oh, the only bourbon we've got here is the Precious signature bourbon that signed to him for a Christmas present from a friend.
You know, there's a whole thing about Bullet bourbon that you're supposed to. I'm surprised that you even have that, but never mind. Okay.
Oh, I don't know. Well, our friend.
Well, because they're not very inclusive.
Oh, okay. Well, our friend that used to live next door, remember the ones that moved back to Boston? he works for Diageo and knows Mr. Bullitt, and had him sign this to Stump for a Christmas present that he gave him several years ago.
Nice. You know,
So-
you should tell Stump to go ahead and open it and enjoy it, because trust me, we went to go see my brother. He had this bottle of, I don't know what the heck it was. I think it might have been triple sec. I think it was a bottle of triple sec. They wanted me to make margaritas, and well, he had this thing sitting in his liquor cabinet for 20 years. It was undrinkable. I mean, you can't keep that.
I don't think he ever planned on drinking it though. That was my point. I said, are you saving it for the? He was like, he just figured it was like a collector's thing that you don't open it up because it was signed. I don't know.
Okay.
You can talk to him about it.
What?
Talk to him about
I'm not talking to him about it. Anyway, all of this is a very long and roundabout way of saying that when I came back from West Loop home yesterday, I came through Grant Park, and they're setting up for Lollapalooza. So I guess Lollapalooza starts this weekend, huh?
Mhm. I think it starts tomorrow.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Wednesday.
I think so. I think it's 5 days.
Are they doing all of the COVID stuff like they were allegedly doing when they had it last year?
I have no idea. I don't know.
Yeah. So anyway, so stay away from Grant Park and down.
Probably not, because I don't think anybody is doing that anymore. So I don't know, but
Yeah. But
of course,
anyway, they had
I
the
think-
they've got they were setting up the tents at around Buckingham Fountain, and they had the big Lollapalooza banner going across, you know, when you come east on Congress Parkway there. What is
Yeah.
it called now? It's not Congress.
Ida B. Wells.
Ida B. Wells. But when you come east, and you know how it goes around in a circle, they have the big banner up there. But anyway, yeah. So I'm like, oh, And we just finished Taste of Chicago, was like last week, right?
Was it? I don't even know anymore.
Yeah, I think it was maybe
Not over the 4th anymore.
That's not on the 4th. It wasn't on the 4th. It was like the 14th or the
Okay.
18th, something like that. So
I know
yeah.
it's kind of a shadow of what it used to be.
It was only like 3 days or something. It used to be like 2 weeks, right?
Yeah, but it also, it was a weekend. Yeah, almost.
It was like 2 weekends. It was like the 2 weekends and bookended by the 2 weeks. So maybe 10
The
days.
4th in the middle, the 4th wherever it fell in there. And then, but also they used to have, hundreds of vendors or whatever, and they cut way back on that. So yeah, I think it's just kind of a shadow of what it used to be.
Well, they've gotten to the point where it's like, well, I think it kind of gotten to the point where it just became a thing
They
for
couldn't control it. Yeah.
kids and tourists and whatnot. So
Yeah.
anyway, so in other news, the feds haven't raised the rate yet, I guess. Or I have a client who's a CFO at a bank, at a credit union. Everybody's pretty confident that the feds are going to raise the rate, and that the mortgage rates are going up to 7%. They had gone up to about 6.25. But they've come down again. So it's really gonna, I think, have an impact on our market. But the market still, I think the market is, I mean, it's definitely quieted. There's no question it's quieted down. But are you seeing that with buyers, that they're kind of getting priced out of the market now?
I not personally, but I don't think it's, for both of us, it's not generally our clientele, that they're either buying or they're not. You know what I mean? I think some of the ones that I have that aren't buying right now are more waiting, thinking that prices may come down some more before they do it. But I don't know.
Well, I don't know that I'm getting that, but what I think buyers are a little bit.
I think people think that. I don't know that it's going to happen.
Yeah, no, I don't think it's going to happen either. But I think buyers are just a little reluctant to jump in. They don't want to, you know, they're just kind of dragging their feet.
Mhm.
Um,
Yeah, but I'm still seeing that things are selling, and I didn't dig deep into the data, but the Chicago Association of Realtor email that came out a couple days ago, maybe it was Friday, was showing that actually sales were up and inventory was down from the month before. So
well, I haven't dug into the data either. Maybe we ought to do that on our next call. Maybe it's time to revisit the revisit the data. But I had heard that
take on the
inventory.
data,
What's that?
for Mary's take on the data.
Yeah, I mean, because what I had heard is that inventory is actually starting to come back up, but yeah, that's a
That's
lot.
what I've been hearing too, but they, from the month over month, the inventory was, and that's Chicagoland in general. So,
Oh,
you know,
okay.
it's obviously going to be, you know, but in Chicagoland, inventory was down and sales were up month over month. So it was kind of the opposite of what I think everybody thought it would be. I don't think everybody thought it was going to be hugely the other direction, but I think it was a little surprising to see it went you know, a little bit in the direction people did not expect.
Yeah. Well, I'm telling my sellers, you don't want to chase the market down. I mean,
Yeah.
price it. It's better to price it a little bit on the low side so
Yeah.
that when buyers walk in, they feel, I mean, this is always true across the board, regardless of the market. It's true, right? You don't want to overprice it. You want to price it at a point. If you're a little bit under market, buyers will come in and realize that it's priced well, and they don't have a problem with paying the price if they feel the value is there.
Yeah. Yeah.
So because your best buyers usually are the ones that have been out in the market, have been shopping, know the market, and they've been out there looking and are waiting for the right property to come along. So they often come in. They're usually your first showings are your best buyers, and if you
Yeah.
lose that crop of buyers, you end up, you know, chasing the market down. And
Yeah.
as a seller, that's not what you want to do. So it's better to price it a little bit on the low side, and if you're too low, the buyers you'll get multiple offers, and then the price you'll get over list. But pricing it over market, you know, trying to play the market and pricing it higher, you know, you can't always come down, because then
That's never really worked. Yeah.
it's never really worked, regardless of what the market's doing. That's just
Sometimes it's more harmful than others, but it's never really worked. Yeah. Hmm.
so anyway.
Oh, well, maybe we'll do data next week then.
Yeah, let's plan to do that next week. We're a little overdue. We used to do it once a month, and we haven't done it in ages. But yeah, have a good week. Enjoy this beautiful weather. It's supposed to be in the 60s and 70s, I think, the next few days, and the sun is shining.
Yes. Yeah.
Life is good.
All right. Bye, everybody.
Bye.